God in whom we live and move and have our being. Amen. Amen. Please be seated. Several years ago, I went on a pilgrimage with a group of fellow Franciscans from the Boston area, and we traveled to Assisi in Italy. It was a really amazing trip. We had the privilege of seeing and praying and being in the places that were held to be sacred by Saints Francis and Clare over 800 years ago, places that have been venerated by Franciscans down through the centuries. The trip was led by a Franciscan priest and a Third Order Franciscan, a layperson. Together, they did a masterful job framing the entire experience for us in liturgy and in prayer. It was more like an extended retreat than a pilgrimage. So they tried to really delve into Franciscan spirituality and theology. And since both of those things are profoundly influenced by the incarnation, by God being born as a human being in Jesus Christ, they had us celebrate a Christmas liturgy together in August. August, in central Italy, it was about 100 degrees, as I recall. But we were not deterred. We gathered together in a beautiful, quaint little church in the Italian countryside. We lit every candle in the place, which probably just made it even hotter, because there were a lot of candles in that place. And we sang Christmas songs, and we celebrated the liturgy of Christmas. At one point in the service, after communion, and as a post-communion meditation of sorts, we were told to pass around a doll that had been wrapped up in a blanket that one of the women in our group had brought with her. As we did that, each person was instructed to take the baby and hold the baby for a brief period of time and then pass it on to the next person. Throughout the passing of the baby, we would all be singing the hymn, "What Child Is This?" Now, not for nothing, I'm usually game for just about anything. Anything that will draw people into prayer, you know, and draw their hearts and minds closer to God. But for whatever reason, I suddenly found myself thinking, oh man, this is so hokey. So hokey and kind of weird. I mean, it was August, after all, and the doll wasn't even in the least bit cute. In fact, it was actually kind of unattractive. I have no idea where they got it, but it almost looked like it probably should have been thrown away a long time ago. Surely someone had dug it out of an attic or a basement or someplace like that. Anyway, again, undeterred, except by private reservation, we began to sing and pass the baby from one person to the next. And as we did, I watched. And I watched something really amazing start to happen. I noticed that everyone handled their time with the baby a little bit differently. Some people looked a little uncomfortable, but they tried, nonetheless. Others looked very much natural and at ease. Some celebrated triumphantly by lifting the baby up high for everybody to see. Others held it close and rocked it and whispered quiet little prayers. Many people smiled. Many others actually wept. And through it all, the words of that beautiful hymn surrounded us. What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? I'll tell you, things went from hokey to holy really fast. By the time the baby came around to me, I was nearly beside myself. I couldn't talk or sing or do anything except take the baby and look at it and hold it and feel it up against me. I was really overwhelmed with emotion. I truly felt as if I could be holding and be holding God. God. is the point of Christmas. Out of unfathomable love, God comes to us to be seen and heard and touched and held and loved. God comes to us to be loved. There's a beautiful country music song that's written by Mark Lowry and Buddy Green. It's called Mary, Did You Know? Some of the lyrics go like this. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. What child is this? This is Christ. And that's the miracle, the beautiful, mysterious, unfathomable, and glorious miracle of Christmas. God has become a human being. The Creator has been born into the creation. The one who holds the entire universe in being can now be held as a human being by other human beings. In Jesus Christ, the face of God now belongs to every single human being who is created in the image and likeness of God. And that would be everyone. Every single one. And so, when you kiss your child's face, you kiss the face of God. When you kiss your lover's face, you kiss the face of God. When you kiss the face of your aging parent, you kiss the face of God. When you kiss the face of a friend or the face of an enemy, you kiss the face of God. God comes to us in a million different faces, as the poet William Blake wrote. In a million different faces, God comes to us to be loved. To be loved. The Christmas story tells us that through the grace and the astounding condescension of God, the mystery of God is no mystery. The well-kept secret of God is no secret. It is, rather, as Thomas Merton says, God's wide open secret, there for all to see. Christmas tells us that the unknowable, unspeakable, unfathomable, untouchable source of all being, the one whose heart beats at the very center of the universe, can be seen and heard and touched and known and loved. What child is this? That question actually echoes the question that Jesus would later ask his disciples and has been asking us ever since on behalf of God. Who do you say that I am? Who do you say God is? Who is God for you? What child is this? This is Christ. This is God. This is the one who loves us so much as to come to us to be loved. And so, if you can, before you go to sleep tonight, kiss someone you love. Kiss someone you love. If you can't do it physically, then do it in your heart. Kiss someone you love and remember who it is that you really kiss. What child is this? Now you know. Now we all know. Amen.
Amen.
So friends, on behalf of the staff and all the lay and ordained ministers here at St. Mary's by the Sea, I want to wish you and yours a very blessed Christmas and a happy, healthy, and peaceful New Year.